Okay, Virgo, you guys are next for a career and finance read. Now, just to warn you, I've been tripping over my words today, so before we get started, there's no timestamp on the message. Whenever you're led to the message, exactly when you needed to hear it. Persephone is wobbling. She hasn't been wobbling. Okay. You feeling like things are a little off kilter here? Alright. If you like the channel, absolutely like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me tap into your guys' energy. I think I just did. That was an indication of anything. So let's pray. Great Creator, Father God, Divine Mother, Mother Mary, angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. Just pray and ask for wisdom and clarity and for any messages needed to come through for the collective sign of Virgo. For this, their career and finance read. Wow, that's heavy. That's a heavy load. More. Alright. Let's start out with Divine Abundance deck. One off the top, one off the bottom. Sacrifice. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. One off the bottom. Your path. Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a path far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. The word illusion has come up twice. I think illusion here is fear. It is. It's fear. Our mind can play tricks on us big time. See through my fears and illusions. And that's funny that... Let me explain this. When you feed your thoughts with obsessive worry, obsessions, you get addicted to certain ideas, because addictions doesn't have to mean drugs, alcohol, sex, money. It doesn't have to even be that. It can be addicted to a certain thought pattern, addicted to suffering. Beautiful book, Medicine Bag. You have to read it. But where the illusions come in is that when you allow your thoughts to get overrun by fears and these worries. Fear, the enemy of fear is love. The enemy of worry and doubt is faith. But the illusions come from the fears and the worries and the bad stuff, everything that wants to keep you in that low vibration. And the illusions is like your mind writing a movie for you, and it's playing out all these scenarios that isn't true. That's where you get trapped up in this constant, that's where the obsessive thinking comes in. I wouldn't be surprised if Eight of Swords came out. It's being stuck in your head. When you overthink every one of your decisions, or you overthink before you act, and you keep, let me think again, let me think again, let me think again, that type of thing. It's not, you have your own little, the illusion, it's like a movie. And you have your own scenarios of what's happened. Oh, this can happen, or that can happen, this can happen, and that can happen. And that's where your mind just kind of keeps going, and it can run away from you quickly. Let's go to the Sacred Traveler Oracle card deck. I am tripping over my words today. I'm tongue-tied. Is that what this is? Tongue-tied. It's a funny sounding word, tongue-tied. This is the way it sounded funny there for a minute. Tongue-tied. Huh. One more. All right. Voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. Grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. One off the bottom. Great adventure. Take a risk. Venture forward. Tongue-tied. Can't get over the tongue-tied part. I'm listening. Are you afraid you're going to be tripping over your own words? Not able to speak. I've never known a Virgo to worry about not being able to speak. Because no matter what, they can speak when they want to. And I'm not trying to downplay that. I just really feel like with the tongue tie, your mind is really beating you up. It's like petrified that you're going to trip over your words, say the wrong thing. What in the world did I tap into? Page of Wands. Messages. Ace of Swords. Truth and clarity. Wow. Ace of Wands. Second ace. There's that new beginning. There's that yes card. Nine of Pentacles. Wish fulfillment. That's reaping rewards. Knight of Swords. Taking divisive action. Stage fright? Not even stage fright. It's like interview fright. Interview fright. Something like worry that you're going to trip over your own words. Like you're going to... I would say picture them, like if you're going to an interview or something, picture them in your underwear, in their underwear, not your underwear. But you don't want to do that either. That would be very rude and invasive. I would say crack jokes, make yourself laugh. Because your mind is taking a beat, like it's beating itself. Like, I'm going to screw this up. I can't do this. Oh my God, what the hell am I going to do? Like, it's like the illusions part. In the world. Four of Pentacles. I'm not telling anyone. Page of Swords. A little spy. Three of Swords. Heartbreak. Disappointment. Page of Pentacles. We're going to talk about that in a second, because there's one page that is missing And Nine of Swords. Grief. Grieving. Okay. When you have three of anything on the board, look for the one that's not there, and it gives you an indicator what's happening here. Page of Cups is the one that's missing. Page of Cups is about creativity. Page of Cups is a messenger. Knights are like very teenager energy. That's the I can conquer the world in a heartbeat and no one can do better than me. That type of energy. Okay, so like I was saying, the page that's missing is Page of Cups. It's about creativity. It's also Cup of Love, and it's about connecting with what you love. And I just looked up, and the energy is sacrifice in your path, and it's connecting with something that you really love to do. At the same time, it's like you're so excited about doing this, like there's this fear there. The fear, Nine of Swords, grief, but it's also obsessive thinking. It's late at night. But it's a cycle that's ending. It's a 9 card. 9 is about completion. You have 2 9s and a 3. The 3, and I'm going to show you this. 3 of Swords, Page of Pentacles, 9 of Swords. The reason I called 9 of Swords my grief card is because it's 3 times bigger than 3 of Swords. Heartbreak, disappointment. The 9 is obsessively, in your head, and sleepless nights and worry. And it's a constant worry battle and illusions, and because your mind's playing all these different scenarios, like this, like a movie, TV show, like you're in your own reality show, and it's going on, and it's beating you up. Now, the Page of Pentacles is student. But like I said, when it comes to 3 pages, the one that's missing is the Page of Cups, which is love. And it's love of your own creativity. It's love of your own creative force. It's knowing that you have that creative spark. And it's realizing who you are. Because that's the only one that's missing. Heartbreak, and then this grief here, and this is like a weight, like the energy of the board right now is like, this is like a doorstop weight, like it's heavy here, but all of this is flowing this way toward this card, which is your path. Sacrifice on the other side, that looks like blood. It just looks like you spent, what is that term, that saying, not term, but yeah, that saying, blood, sweat, and tears. You put blood, sweat, and tears into something. This could be stepping out on your own and doing something out of character for you. And being tongue-tied about it, not knowing what to do. Like because I feel like this has stopped you in your tracks. Like, what do I do? But I like that the Great Adventure card shows up, because the flow is going that way. And the Great Adventure is, it's this ship that's wanting to sail off. This, though, is like the anchor that's holding it and not letting the ship sail. You may have tried this in the past, and it just ended up being heartbreaking. This is how this feels down here. Heavy. It just feels very heavy. And it's funny too. You start out with a Page of Wands, little message. And you have 2 pages down here. Pages are like I said, knights are teenagery energy. That's I can conquer the world. No one can stop me. And there's one knight here. I'm just gonna do everything, and I can conquer the world. Taking action now with my sword held high. But pages are younger than that. Pages are. I always see pages as my boys when they were like between 5 and 8, and they would go over and like point to like electrical socket. What's that? Don't touch it. It'll bite you. What's that? And they'll point to a window. Window. Why is it closed? Or why is it open? What's that in the window? Air conditioner. Like they're asking questions. Like that's, to me, that's pages. Page of Swords is changing the way you communicate. It's also a little bit of a spy card. Page of Wands, though, that's that message coming in. There's one message that comes in that you're just going to be like... You have 2 aces here, though. Doors are opening. 9 of Pentacles, reaping the rewards as the doors open. Like, the doors are finally opening, and there's gifts left where the doors are open. And then taking that step forward, not telling anyone, but you have these 2 little... like immature energy type thing, like very childlike. The student learning everything, and then you got spy. This little changing direction, changing mode of communication, but it can also be that's the shadow side to the card is spy. I feel like this is like changing your communication, how you communicate, but it's like I keep getting that like your mind is beating you up. You keep playing scenario after scenario after scenario of conversations. If this is to a boss about stepping out, or you had a business idea, something like that, like you're practicing in your head, like you've come up with this and you want to talk about it, like it's going this way, but it's beating you up. This down here, it's like very heavy. And this could even be a second run at something that failed before. Who was the inventor that said that? It wasn't an inventor, it was a kid's show. It was a movie, and I love that movie. Meet the Robinsons. That's what it is. He had said it. But I think it was his adopted father. If you've ever seen the movie, it's a beautiful movie. His adopted father, he was an orphan, and his adopted father had said, was it, or he had said it, because it's a time traveling movie. But the thing was, what was it? If you mess up 1,000 times, it's 1,000 steps closer. It's something like that. Like you've learned 1,000 ways not to do it that way. Every failure is a success because you figured out that's not the way to do it. Let's do it a different way. So take this. You're going to have to alchemize this. You're going to have to change this. Take this heartbreak and this like obsessiveness, like a disappointment. There was a disappointment here. And take it and transform it into, okay, didn't work that way. That's one way it doesn't work. Let's flip it around and figure out another way that it does work. So if you have to go back to your boss, go back to putting something else on the table, a different way of approaching it, do it. If they see you reapproaching with a different idea or a different approach to something that failed in the past. And I feel like you took it personally, though, the fact that it failed. Like, you took the hit. And you took it personally, like you're the one that did it. You could be on a team, but the energy of this feels like you could be on a team and everyone putting the same the effort in. You would still try to put twice as much effort, but then blame yourself when it falls apart. Like, this is the energy here. because this is really self blame. It's like beating yourself up. This energy has to be turned into that energy of this flowing ship that wants to go on this great adventure, because there's something opening up for you. I feel like, though, this is like being guarded. And I don't feel like the door is closed. I feel like this is like past energy and you're afraid that it's going to do that again. Because you're being very tight-lipped about this action. That's the reason you're being tight-lipped about it, because of this that had happened. No wonder. This is someone that's very clever, very good. Don't talk about it. Because the Four of Pentacles is hoarding. And so hoarding the truth. This is hiding the truth. This is not talking about it. It's very good, Virgo. It's your career and finance read. Use this to fuel you forward, because you can alchemize this into something better. It just feels very heavy, like you're using it as a lesson, like you're using it as wisdom, but it's like in a trunk. Very heavy. Transform it into something beautiful and use it for something beautiful. So, Virgo, for the collective sign of Virgo, this is your career and finance read. Love and light to you. Hope this helps.